Hello friends, in this lecture we will study about Karl Marx theory of historical materialism and its comparison with Hegelian dialectics. This has been asked by UPSC many a times and this is extremely important. UPSC has asked only historical materialism as well. UPSC has asked comparison as well. So understanding both of them in a continuum is extremely important to address any kind of question arising from this topic. So first of all, we will try to understand the concept of historical materialism given by Marx. Marx was of the view that in a societal structure, the base is economy. The base is economy in which the economy is decided by who is owning relationship of force of production and who has ownership of force of production, both. So they are owning how workers will behave with themselves. They are also owning the tools. So the ones who are owning both of them, he named them as bourgeois. What he named as bourgeois. And the ones who do not own these things were known as proletariat. He was of the view that the base of economy decides everything. The other things are only superstructure, whether it is religion, whether it is politics, whether it is the media, anything is decided by the economy. Who is owning them? Who is owning the force of production? If you can take the example that the media is now driven by capitalist interest. So you can observe that those news which can garner maximum attention, they are given priority. The news which is related to any incidences in, say, for example, northeast of India, they are not given enough footage because everything is driven by TRPs. Everything is driven by profit orientation. So Marx was of the view that economy is driving everything. You can also see the political funding example. So the political funding is also allowing a kind of crony capitalism. The political parties, when they come to power, they try to give them some benefits because they had politically funded them. So this was his theory. He also talked about class struggle. He said that the society is moving from one to another phase, and in each of the phase, the relationship of production, the force of production is getting changed, and it is getting changed through conflict. At each stage, there is a conflict. From that conflict, a new stage emerges. And this stages will keep on emerging until we will reach the stage of communism, which was a utopia by Karl Marx. That utopia in which everyone will be equal. Everyone will have equal rights on the properties, the force of production. So there will not be any kind of dictatorship. There will be perfect equality. That was envisaged by Karl Marx. And in class struggle, there will be a class struggle between have and have-nots. For the large point of history, proletariat would not be knowing that they are being exploited. So when the have-nots are not aware about their interest, then they are getting, they are a stooge in the hands of bourgeoisie class. Okay. Now, we will try to understand a couple of more things in it. There is a theory which is known as class in itself, and there is a theory which is known as class for itself. So class in itself was the theory in which Karl Marx said that when the proletariat class doesn't know their rights, they doesn't know that all the classes are being exploited, they are not knowing that what is happening to them, they are class in itself. But when they will have a consciousness about their harassment and how they are being just used as a stooge or a tool, they will become class for itself. And at that point of time, when there will be rise in consciousness, then there will be a revolution. He gave a kind of historical progression. In this diagram, in the video, you will be seeing it a very small diagram, but the PPT that I will be posting, in which you can see this clearly. In this, you will see that during the primitive communism, there will be a conflict between the empire and the barbarians. And then there will be development of the feudalistic society, in which there will be conflict between landed aristocracy and a kind of developing bourgeoisie class. Then there will be development of capitalism, in which there will be conflict between proletariat and bourgeois. Okay, and why there will be conflict? The conflict will be always because the ones who will be working hard, they will not be getting the desired profit. They will not be owning the force of production. And then there will be conflict and new system will arise. Again, there will be conflict, again, new system will arise. And he was of the view that there will be a violent revolution. And after the violent revolution, there will be a time in which proletariat will have a kind of dictatorship. And then it will pave way for the perfect equality, the communism, according to Karl Marx. So this is his theory in crux. Now, what Hegel talked about. So the Hegel was talking about not the progression of materialism as propounded by Karl Marx through his the approach of changing ownership and relationship of production and the material development. That was the theory of Karl Marx. Hegel was saying that there will be progression of ideas and not materialism. Okay, so this is the basic difference. So Hegel proposed that historical change evolves through clash and revolution of opposing ideas or concepts. There will be idea, okay, that is called as thesis. There will be a countering idea that will be called as antithesis, and then both will engage with each other, both will clash with each other, and a new idea will form that will be called as synthesis. And the cycle will go on. This is the dialectics of Hegel. Okay, so you can take the example that when there was a kind of medieval India, there was a rule of Mughals. Okay, and it was a kind of a rule by kings. There was no democracy. Then came Britishers, and then there was a kind of colonialism, but they were introducing some modern structures. Then there was a spirit of nationalism which arose because of that modern structures and also because of the exploitation. That antithesis led to a modern democratic system called as the independent India, which is a synthesis. So this was the idea of Hegel. So the Marx was talking about on the primacy of material condition, emphasizing economic determinism and the role of class struggle in driving historical changes. Okay. However, Hegel was focusing on the progression of historical changes through the clash and synthesis of ideas or concepts. So it emphasized the development of ideas and the evolution of the absolute spirit as the driving force of history. The synthesis will be the driving force of the history. Marx said that Hegel has made this dialectics standing on its head. So he is making it upright. It is now upside down. That was the view of Karl Marx. Marx criticized Hegelian dialectics, arguing that Hegel's approach focused on the realm of ideas and spiritual development, neglecting material condition as the driving force of historical changes. Okay, and the theory of Marx is also called as economic determinism, and Hegel, on the other hand, is propounding idealism. Okay, and Marx underscored the certainty of class struggle in driving historical changes, a concept overlooked completely by Hegelian dialectics. He highlighted the conflict between different social classes, particularly the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. He was telling that the classes are getting polarized, and there will be a polarized class conflict. There will be have and there will be have-nots. Okay, and there will be complete divergence of interest between both of them. Okay, it will not be like as Weber propounded that there will be increase in middle class. Marx was of the other view that the bourgeoisie class will shrink as the time will progress, and there will be the proletariats will bulge. They will increase in size. Okay, how you can relate to it? The development of big malls, big multinational companies, the small shops are decreasing, the e-commerce websites and others can relate to it. And then he has said that with the advancement of technology, there will be a kind of like the workers will be not having enough employment. There will be a kind of slowdown. And this kind of slowdown you can see from the artificial intelligence. I'm telling you all this to show the relevance of Marxist theory, which has been also asked by a UPSC in the past. Okay. So this was the lecture all about, and I hope this will be helpful for you. So take care and best wishes.